Hi, everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants. So, you are a newly certified CNA, or you are a seasoned CNA who no longer feels fit in the job or the facility that you're in right now. So, now it's time to kind of move on, put some applications in some other places, and go through the interview process. I got a few tips for you guys today about the interview process in itself. So, we're going to start with what to wear to an interview. This is a very common question on social media. Should I wear scrubs? Should I go business casual? How should I dress for my interview? Either one of those choices is very appropriate. Personally, I like to switch it up a bit. If I'm going to an interview at a facility and they have a specific dress code, I'll go in business casual. A kind of a dress blouse, nice pair of jeans, or a pair of black slacks. You want to avoid the open-toe shoes when you're in an interview, especially in the hospital setting, because a lot of times they'll take you from the interview right onto the floor and see how you engage. And you definitely don't want those bloodborne pathogens having access to your feet. So if you wear an interview, just to be on the safe side, wear a closed-toe shoe. Closed-toe shoe. Pull your hair back so that they can see your face, and keep the jewelry kind of light. This just kind of gives them the opportunity to see you rather than what you're wearing. A couple of other tips as you're leaving out the door: if you have pets, grab a lint roller and just kind of roll those hairs off. And make sure you're checking your dress attire before you leave for any rips or snags or anything. The more professional you look, the better chances you are of getting the job. The second thing is the time when you want to show up for your interview. Statistics show 5 to 10 minute wait period is probably the best time. Go 5 to 10 minutes early. If you go any earlier than that, you're probably going to see some things and start to get some questions by other staff that you don't really want to distract you from your interview. When you first initially meet that person, make sure you're shaking their hand, nice firm handshake, look them right in the eye, and of course bring your A100 smile with you. A couple of things during the interview process that you're going to want to keep in mind is don't sell yourself short. Go out there and tell them what you have to give to them, whether it is the experience of a seasoned CNA, the charisma of a young CNA, your enthusiasm to learn and grow with the company is one thing that interviewers will be looking for. They don't want somebody that's coming there set in their ways. You're going to have to adapt and grow with the industry and with the facility itself. So make sure you're telling them that you're willing to do that. Share stories with them of different situations that you've been in and how you've dealt with those situations. And if you've had a bad kind of a smudge on your record, if you're bringing a resume with you and it's on your resume, live up to it. Tell them how you learned from that mistake and how you've grown since then, and things that you've done to kind of alter, whether it was if it was like a personality flaw or something like that, things that you've done to alter and grow from the person that you used to be. We're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, I'm going to give you guys a few tips about some questions you should be asking them when you're interviewing.
We look at NACA as the professional organization that supports the CNA, just like the American Association of Long-Term Care Nurses supports the RNs and LPNs.
As a state executive, I can tell you that the energy and the empowerment that this organization has given to our state has truly enhanced the depth of membership and the work that we do as a state association. I am very, very proud of our connection and our partnership with the National Association of Healthcare Assistants.
For more information, visit us online at nacacna.org or call 417-623-6049. From the Heart, a weekly segment with John Willard, airs every Tuesday at 2:30 Central Time on CNA TV.
Welcome back to Katie in the Morning. Gone are the days when the CNAs were a dime a dozen. With an aging population, coming into the nursing homes and less people taking the CNA course, we're starting to get far and few between, especially professional CNAs out there. I actually had an administrator tell me back in my naughty days that CNAs were a dime a dozen and I was dispensable no matter what I thought. So just throwing that one out to you guys. But when you're in the interview process, make sure that you're asking them questions about their facility. You should be interviewing them as much as they are interviewing you. Ask them some of the questions that pop to mind right now are: when is the last time that you did a employee satisfaction poll? Do CNAs have access to those results? What is your turnover rate among CNAs? That's going to let you know whether the staff that are currently in that building are happy where they're at, or if there's room for improvement as far as satisfaction among the CNAs goes. The main thing that you have to keep in mind when you're interviewing is to maintain that eye contact. When you're asking them questions, when they're asking you questions, just kind of portray that confidence in yourself and the skills and the knowledge that you have. Make sure you're sharing that with them. Give them ideas of things that you've changed for your facility in the past, whether you are on the fall safety committee, some interventions that you've helped put in place, ideas that you've put out there for your DONs and administrators in the past of changes that need to be made within the facility, whether it's switching products or even something as simple as ordering a bariatric gait belt for a resident that was larger and there wasn't one to fit him. That's something I've done in the past as well. They weren't using one on him because there wasn't a big enough one in the facility. Well, the easiest fix was to go to the physical therapy department and say, hey, I need a bariatric gait belt for this guy, so when he falls, or if he falls, I have something to hold on to. Just make sure that you come with your smile and leave them with a lasting impression. If they're not asking you questions, this has happened to me in the past before too. I sat down with an administrator and everything that she asked me was on the application that I filled out. She didn't ask me anything personal, what my passion was about the industry, things that I've done in the past, how I feel about long-term care, nothing. So when I stood up, I simply told her, thank you for the opportunity for interviewing, but I don't really think I'm interested in this position. The bottom line is I didn't want to work for somebody who didn't care about the people that were working for them. And that's something that you have to keep in mind, especially when it comes to abuse and neglect with our residents. If they're just letting any Tom, Dick, or Harry come in those doors, that's something that you can either take on as a challenge, go to that facility and help change, or something that you need to walk away from. Thank you guys for joining me on Katie in the Morning. Make sure that you're leaving with that lasting impression of yourself with that glowing smile. I will see you guys right back here tomorrow at 10 a.m.